You know that feeling, right? That little heart drop moment right after you hit delete on something important. But what if I told you that delete is one of the biggest tricks your computer plays on you? Today, we're diving into the incredible science of digital forensics and how it literally brings data back from the dead.
I mean, seriously, where do your deleted files actually go? We all just kind of assume that when you empty the trash, poof, it's gone, like a digital incinerator, right? But that's not what happens at all. And the real answer, well, that's the key to this whole fascinating field of digital investigation.
So here it is, the big secret your computer's been keeping. When you delete a file, you're not shredding a piece of paper, not even close. Think of it more like this. You're just taking the card out of the library's card catalog. The book itself? Oh, it's still sitting right there on the shelf, just waiting for someone to find it, at least until a new book comes along and takes its exact spot.
And that brings us to our first big idea, what we're calling the myth of deletion. It's this fundamental misunderstanding of how our devices actually work. And honestly, it's the very thing that makes the entire world of digital forensics possible.
Yeah, this is the perfect way to picture it. Your deleted files are basically digital ghosts. They're just lingering there on your drive. You can't see them. Your normal operating system pretends they don't exist, but they're there. They're just waiting for someone or something with the right tools to come along and see them.
And the people who hunt these digital ghosts? We call them digital forensics investigators. Seriously, they are the modern-day Sherlock Holmes of the digital world. They've pieced together clues from all those ones and zeros that people thought they'd hidden forever.
So, what exactly is in this digital ghost hunters toolkit? How do they find this stuff? Well, it's a really powerful mix of brilliant human expertise and some incredibly sophisticated software.
Now, they have a lot of tools in their arsenal, but one of the most powerful and most popular is a program called Autopsy. You can think of it as a high-tech, all-in-one crime lab for your computer. And the coolest part? It's open source, which means a whole community is constantly making it better, staying one step ahead.
Okay, so let's pop the hood on this thing. How does a tool like Autopsy actually take those digital ghosts and turn them back into solid, concrete evidence?
It's this really meticulous multi-step process. First, and this is crucial, they make a perfect bit-by-bit copy of the drive. That way, the original evidence is never touched. Then, they scan that copy for any of those recoverable ghost files. Next up, they analyze the whole file system to basically rebuild a timeline of who did what and when. They can even do keyword searches across the entire drive. Yeah, even in all that space that's supposed to be empty. And finally, they can identify files by their unique digital fingerprint, no matter what they're named.
And check this out. This is one of Autopsy's most brilliant features. See, every single file has a unique digital signature, its own little fingerprint. So let's say someone tries to hide something by renaming a file from, I don't know, secret_plans.jpg to boring_recipe.doc. It doesn't matter. Autopsy looks at the signature, not the name, so it knows exactly what that file really is. Clever trick, but just not clever enough.
And this is where it gets really impressive. There's a technique called file carving, and it's basically like solving a digital jigsaw puzzle. Even if a file has been smashed into little pieces and scattered all over the hard drive, Autopsy can often find those fragments and put the whole thing back together again. It's an unbelievably powerful way to reconstruct evidence that someone tried really hard to destroy. But you know, this hunt for digital ghosts isn't always a walk in the park. Investigators face some pretty huge challenges that can turn what seems like a simple case into an incredibly complex puzzle.
The two biggest roadblocks they run into are encryption and just the sheer volume of data. I mean, a single phone or laptop can hold a universe of information. Trying to find one key piece of evidence and all that, it's like finding a needle in a digital haystack. And if that needle is locked away inside an encrypted file, well, the challenge just got 100 times harder.
Yeah, encryption is basically the ultimate digital lockbox. Autopsy can find the box, no problem. It can tell you how big it is, maybe even when it was created, but without the key, the contents, the actual evidence you need are just a bunch of scrambled, unreadable gobbledygook. Breaking that encryption is probably the single biggest battle in modern digital forensics.
So it's this constant cat and mouse game, right? Hiding data versus finding it. And it's always evolving. So what's next? Where is the world of digital forensics heading?
Well, the future, it seems, lies with artificial intelligence. AI is quickly becoming an absolutely essential partner for investigators. It can help them sift through those mountains of data and spot patterns a human analyst might completely miss. It's all about working smarter, not just harder, to keep up.
And that leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. If nothing we do online is ever truly deleted, if our digital past can be brought back to life at any moment, what does that really mean for our privacy? It's a huge question, and something we'll all have to grapple with as we navigate our increasingly digital lives.